Disciple makes. When you say you are making a disciple, what does it mean? Disciple is a follower or a student. Now we'll be talking about the disciple of Christ. Making disciples of Christ. Disciples are students, they might be learners or followers of Christ. And then in this manner, the disciples are meant to grow in the knowledge. So we are talking about disciples of Christ. So disciples of Christ are meant to grow in the love and the trust in Jesus. When they grow in the love and in the trust of Jesus, they are devoted to Him. Discipleship making starts from the head to the heart and then to the hands. That's where the action is being carried. Head talks about the knowledge. The knowledge. Discipleship cannot proceed without having the knowledge of Christ. Who are you going to talk about? Who are you going to make students of? We are going to make students of Christ. We are going to make followers of Christ. Then if we are going to make followers of Christ, then we have to know or have the knowledge of Christ. That is the scriptures. Whatever pertains to Christ, we have to know it. It matters a lot. When you are making a disciple, your experience is about 60%. Your experience in Christian life, how you were saved after your salvation, what happened, how you have grown in Christ. The experience matters a lot. And discipleship is not an event, it's not a program. It's a process. We multiply ourselves. So we teach others how to become like Christ, so that they can also teach others how to become like Christ. Talk about the head, that is knowing the word. Knowing the word. Your disciple will be asking so many questions. So your references should come from the scriptures. You can back it up with examples of events or happenings that have gone through in your life. And then from the head, it goes to the heart. It goes to the heart. The heart is the affection. When you had the knowledge of Christ, you had some affection. The Damascus experience, I'll use that. When Paul, the kind of experience that Paul had with Christ, that gave him the kind of affection for Christ. Then it moves from the hand. We will come there, we use Paul as an example. From the hand means the action. You hear the word, you are being convicted, you have an encounter. That is the heart. Then when it comes to the hand, that is when you put it into practice. You share the word to others, so that others too must be saved. When they are saved, you help them in their Christian journey, how they will grow. So as they also grow, the process of growing comes when you also try to also help somebody to be saved. Discipleship is different from evangelism. During evangelism, you just win the soul to Christ. By discipleship, you win the soul, you nurture the soul, so that the soul can also go and win another soul and nurture another soul. So it will be a chain of happiness. When I was growing up, all that we heard, many people came to Christ because people scared them with heaven and hell. They are not afraid of heaven and hell again. Okay, so if you are going to use heaven and hell to scare people to come into Christ, that is where throughout their journey they reach somewhere and then they just put Christ aside and do whatever that they want, right? Because they were not rooted in the word of God. Matthew 28 verse 18 to 20. Go ahead and make disciples. And when you make the disciples, Jesus Christ gave the command, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. So that means that before we can teach them, we have to know what Christ has commanded us. Before we can also teach the commandments. 2 Timothy 2 verse 1 to 2. Those of us that we are going to also teach others, okay, to also become disciples of others. When you are taught, you entrust the word to another person, and then another person also teaches the word. Certain businesses around, they tell you bring one person, and then the other person will bring. So as you bring, pyramid. As you bring it, you grow. When the person also brings another person, that is how discipleship is. Some people will tell you that when you bring someone, you also help those under you to also bring more, so that you can grow yourself faster. If you want to grow faster, help those under you. So that is how discipleship making is. Luke chapter 6 verse 12 to 13. The Bible has mentioned these names. Okay, I want us to understand that if discipleship doesn't bring any transformation in the life of the person,